Hello everyone, my name is Robert and I'm a Subaru ambassador. For all of you who have a Subaru with Eyesight, there's a few tips you should know when it comes to washing your windshield on the inside. And they're actually pretty easy. I was actually asked this by a couple of new owners, so I figured I'd do a little video to help you all out. So up here are your Eyesight cameras, as you all know, and here's your windshield. The problem with cleaning the Subaru windshield is that if you spray your windshield, what's going to potentially happen is that the spray is going to bounce back and hit the cameras. So there's a little trick, and this is actually in the Eyesight manual. If you all get a chance to take a look at it, what it's going to tell you to do is to take a piece of tape. So for instance, I am going to use painter's tape. Rip off a little strip and take it and cover the front of each lens opening like so. Here's my second strip to do the other side. Now, if you have a model that has a rain sensor, your rain sensor is crammed all the way up against the windshield, and you don't really have to worry about that. Now, at this point, you can spray your windshield and then wipe it off. Now, again, the reason why we're doing that, and we're going to take a piece of cardboard and stick it here, this is about where your camera lenses are, and the cardboard is back behind it. Camera lenses, cardboard's back here. And we're going to spray on top of the windshield right over there. And you get some spray. I don't know if you can see that, but you get some spray on the cardboard. And so what ends up happening is, if that was actually your camera lenses, it would have been in the camera lenses. So the tape is a little bit moist there from spraying, but I can now spray and safely not get anything. Yeah, the tape is like soaked now. I can spray without getting anything bouncing back onto the camera lenses. And now you see why that's so important, because it actually, that was just 2 sprays in that section, and it actually wet the tape pretty well. Now, the other thing you all should remember is that if you do take your car to one of the full service car washes and they do the interior and exterior, make sure you tape these before you take it there, because otherwise what's going to happen is they're going to do this. It doesn't matter if you do it or they do it. Once you get stuff like that on it, it's going to make it more difficult for the system to see through it. Now, there is an alternative method of doing it when you're doing it yourself, and that's to take a lint-free cloth, such as this, and spray the cloth. Don't spray it in that direction. I'm doing that because I've got this taped up and it doesn't matter, but spray it someplace out of the way where it's not going to come back and hit your camera lenses, and then use that cloth to clean your windshield. So that is the other method that you can use. Now, one of the reasons why this is so important is because any of you who cleaned glass know that when you do clean the glass, if you've got spots of stuff that are on the glass, what ends up happening, sadly, is those spots tend to dry like that unless you wipe it off. And as the camera lens gets closer and closer, the dots get bigger and bigger. And so when that dot is directly on the camera lens has a difficult time seeing through it. As opposed to here, there's no dots, the camera's not trying to focus on it. I'm looking through the windshield at the fence, which is now focused. And then once you get back to the dots, the camera's trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And once it gets to the distance of the Eyesight cameras, then suddenly everything else is out of focus, and the system doesn't know potentially what to focus on, because that's what it sees are massive dots. So please do be careful. Now, when I stick my finger back here, you can see that these dots are actually really teeny, but that's what happens when they're that close to the camera lens. By the way, this is also the reason why you should be very careful when you coat things, because when you do coat your windshield, which you're not supposed to do with something like a ceramic coating or anything else like that, what happens is that it affects the starring pattern and the edges of stuff that the system is trying to watch. And when the system is that close to the windshield and something becomes less or more defined, it's not within the programmed range of the system to see something. And that's the reason why you're not supposed to coat your windshields with anything. And finally, when you're done, make sure you remember to take the tape back off, especially if you go through a manual car wash and then you get back in your car and you drive away and then you don't understand why adaptive cruise control isn't working. So don't forget that as well. Have a great day, everyone.